welcome to What's Your Story. We have another exciting guest for you today, someone that I just know you're going to love. Her name is Tanya Todd. She is an author, she is a podcaster, and she's done a million other really wonderful things. And so welcome, Tanya.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we're absolutely thrilled that you're here. I can't wait to hear all about the things that you've done because you've done everything from writing anthologies to writing your own book to doing all kinds of podcasts and TV shows and radio shows and all these things. So I'm really excited to learn much more about you. And then I was so excited when you came in, and it turns out we've got some mutual friends.
Yes, the And I Thought ladies.
Yes.
Who told me about you the day that I met them.
Really?
Yes, and you were supposed to be part of a writing retreat that was happening, I want to say in 2017.
It might have been. Because it was about that time that I started having surgeries, and I was over a year, one surgery after another. And so I didn't get to be a part of all of that. Oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't, because we could have known each other all the time.
Right?
Yeah, right. But tell me about Comics Lit. That's an essay collection, right?
Yes.
And now, are you a part of it? Did you put the whole thing together?
I'm a co-editor and contributor for Comics Lit, which is an essay collection that talks about the importance of comic books as a form of high art. And a friend of mine, A.R. Farina, who I call him Tony, he was interviewing me because of another show that he saw me on, someone I met through the And I Thought ladies. And he listened to them, or to me on that show, asked me to do a show about comic books because we were just talking comic stuff. We get on this call and he has Jane Austen books in the background. So, okay, those are very different things, comic books and Jane Austen, and two things that I absolutely love. So it was kind of like, did we just become best friends? That we like have these different nerddoms together? And he ended up telling me about this concept he had, that many comic books and comic book characters that we know and love harken back to the days of classic literature and history, the Bible, and Greek mythology. And he had this idea that we could put together an essay collection that makes these comparisons. Now, I ended up meeting a publishing group, again, through the And I Thought ladies. Just a coincidence. It's just that they are so wonderfully supportive of people in the industry that a lot of these magical moments happen as a result of knowing them. Well, they were doing a conference, an online conference, because they do this to support people in the industry. And they had a publisher there who did this fantastic presentation. So fantastic that no one there had anything to say. Like, none of the attendees had any questions left. They were just in awe of everything that they had done. And I was one of the speakers for the conference, but I listened in because, you know, when you have a publisher there, you want to know as much as you can about the industry.
Right.
And the ladies threw me under the bus saying, we know Tanya has a question. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, what can I ask? Because they did cover everything. So I just told them about Tony's idea. And they were like, give it to me now. And because of that, I ended up being the co-editor for the entire collection.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was just a series of happy accidents, and here we are.
Well, happy accidents, but it was intended to be. I believe things happen for a reason, don't you?
I do.
I do too. So what is the core idea behind this other book, this book that you wrote all by yourself called 52 Loves? It's got a subtitle, Weekly Love Lessons in Bite-Sized Bits, right?
Yes. So when I was a brand new baby writer, I wanted to get more disciplined. And so I started a blog to make myself write once per week. And I needed it to be something that I cared about, which is love, and something that it wouldn't overtake so much time that I couldn't do my actual writing. And so I did these bite-sized blog bits on intimacy tips for an entire year. And before the end of the year, I had people asking me to put it in book form. Well, you know, that seems a little hubristic. I was just putting out tips. I'm not a therapist. But okay, let me see what I can do about that. So I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of studying. I started a podcast called the 52 Love Podcast, where I had people come on and try the tip with their partner, and then come and talk about how the tip went for an entire year, different guest every week.
How fun.
And by the end of that year, I had an agent for it.
That's amazing.
And so now it is the 52 Love book, and it just came out on Valentine's Day. So I'm still in the, it's still kind of a new book for me, but I just did a Comic-Con last weekend, and it was the biggest seller I had.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody needs love, right?
But I wouldn't expect it to be the #1 seller that you had at that event.
Right.
But that's wonderful.
Yeah, there were 2 guys who came by, dressed in Batman gear and stuff. They came by, talked about the stuff at the table, left, and then on their way out of the con, they stopped by and each bought a copy. One because they were about to get married, and the other bought it for his wife.
Wow.
They left, and then one of them came back with his wife and said, "Our friend saw this and said, why didn't you get me a copy?" So they came back and bought another copy, and they're going to start a book club for the 52 Love.
Oh, I love it.
And luckily there are questions at the back for something like that.
Yes.
But it was just, and those weren't the only copies sold, but that was my most exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Because.
Yeah, when somebody comes back and says, we need more.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it when they do that.
Like,
that's
you could
so
just
fun.
never anticipate something like that.
I know. And it's so exciting when it happens. Yeah. I did a book signing about 2 years ago, I think it was, for my self-help book. And the book had been out for a while, so I really didn't expect to sell much on that book signing because it had been out but it's entitled, like that cup says, "You Are More Than Enough," right? And so a lot of people still need to feel they're more than enough. And some lady bought 11 copies. I was like, what? She goes, oh, yeah, I give these out at my book club, and I give them out for gifts, and I give them out. And I'm like, wow.
Yes.
So that's so exciting when somebody does that.
Right, because, you met the right person who's going to get these to people who need it.
Yeah, yeah. Or some lady calls you in the middle of the night and says, I read your book, and I'm 80 years old, and my husband died 2 weeks ago, and then my dog died last week, and I was feeling so lonely, but I keep your book here by my bed, and I put my hand on it when I feel lonely, and I think you're here with me. And you're like, yes.
Yeah, that touches you.
Yes, it's so cool. So good for you. I love it. So it's all about love, and people love that. Give me an idea of what one of your weekly tips would be about.
So it says sweet as hand-holding, all the way up to as fun and feisty as cosplay or naughty nooners.
Okay. All right. So, and you're known for something called Dime Grinds. What is that?
I host an author meet and greet through Henderson Writers Group, which is the largest writing group in Southern Nevada. And every month, on the first Sunday of each month, from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific, we host an author meet and greet. We have 3 authors come in, talk about their author journeys.
Is this in person?
It used to be in person, and then when the pandemic happened, we moved it online, and that allowed us to open up the door to authors all over the world.
Oh, right.
And audience members all over the world. So we have people tuning in from all over. So I try to do one in-person one per year, just because the community likes to gather in person, but we don't want to cut out the people that we have gathered over the course of that.
Right.
That
so pandemic. You have at each event, you have 3 authors?
Yes. And they each get to talk about their author journey. They read a little bit from their work, and then we open up the floor for audience questions, and they get to interact right there with the audience.
Wow. And it's about 2 hours long, did you say? On a Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's really fun for the attendees because they get to sit there and pick the author's brain and hear, maybe the ideas that stirred up why they wrote this particular book, or maybe they knew about this book, but now they're hearing about some other stories and getting to know about their backlist just because it's part of their author journey. So it's beneficial for both the audience members and the author. And at the end of it, we share the links and people buy their books.
That's wonderful. Now, did you do this? Was this your idea, or did the Henderson Writers Group have this? They put it together and then they asked you to host it, or how did that work?
It was actually a coffee shop years ago. I want to say it was in 2017. A coffee shop was going to all the different writing groups in town and asking to partner with someone. Henderson Writers Group accepted that, and then they asked for a volunteer to run it. And I was really new to the community, but they had done so much to help me. They were just so welcoming and loving and really supportive, helping me guide my career. And I'm good at scheduling. So I thought, all right, I will raise my hand. I can help find authors and get them booked. Like, that's the part that I can do. But I was too nervous to get up and do the hosting part of it. Like, at that point, I would hide in the back of the room and kind of shield my face with my paper.
I can't imagine you doing that. Yeah.
This is before I became an actor through the course of my writing. And that has helped me to be able to be on screen and talk in front of people. But I was too shy to get up and be the host for that.
That's
program.
amazing.
But as soon as I raised my hand, Joe Van Ryn raised his hand too. Like, it was right after me, and he said, I'll help her. And so it was like God said, see, you took the step and now you already have a helper. And he was our host until we moved it online. Or I was much more comfortable online than he was. So I became the host at that point. And we've lost him since. And so I have developed that ability to host things in person, but I think of him every time we do an in-person event, because I couldn't have done it without him.
Yes, that's so nice, isn't it? Is that where the name Grind comes from? Is from the coffee?
Yeah, it's Dime Grinds. The coffee shop said, what we want to do is host these in-person events, and we'll sell 10-cent cups of coffee, and you guys bring the authors. And that place shut down 2 months after we started doing this.
No.
But I had authors like 2 months in, I already had authors booked through the year. So it was, okay, we need to find another place to do this. And so Joe Mac's Coffee Shop, which we still have in town, they stepped in. And then their location closed. They have another location in Henderson.
Wow.
But it's not big enough for this. And after that, we went to Grouchy John's. And then the pandemic happened, so we're back online.
That's amazing. Amazing. So you have a series on banned books.
Yes.
What would cause you to start something like that?
Well, I identify as an author, actress, and activist. And when I stepped down from Henderson Writers Group, because after starting to be the person who handled Dime Grinds, eventually I was the education chair for them, and I volunteered for 4 years. But at the end of that 4 years, I felt like, okay, I have other things I need to do, but I need to fulfill that activism part. So I started a podcast that has 7 different panels covering 7 different banned books. And I release them once per day during Banned Book Week. And so this year we're talking about Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, Beyond Magenta, Flamer. We are also doing Lolita and The Handmaid's Tale.
Quite a selection.
Yes, it's a lot, and it gets heavy sometimes, but I spread it out throughout the year. I'm reading 2 of them right now, and by the end of the summer, all will be recorded, and we'll release them in Banned Books Week in October.
Amazing. What a great idea.
Yeah, I might recruit you for that one day.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm open. I'm open to all these things. I really don't participate in any of the writers groups right now, and I've been thinking about getting back in and doing something. So maybe this is a good start.
Yes.
Yes, could be.
They're always looking for great speakers.
Thank you. Yeah. What kind of stories or voices does the Fem On podcast aim to spotlight? And what is the Fem? Is it Fem?
It's Fem On, yes.
Fem On podcast. What is it?
That's an international podcast. I'm part of 5 ladies who co-host, from across the globe. We talk about things like television, literature, movies. I talk about activism. It's where I do active activism. I sometimes talk about fitness, so Fem On Fitness. And we kind of get together, discuss pop culture. We do silly questions like, how do you like to eat your chocolate? But all of this with an emphasis on the female gaze. We've seen so many things that emphasize the male gaze, and it's not a female-only show. We have many men come on the show. They just have to believe in equality. That's all.
That's all. Well, and I think many men do.
Yes. Yeah, and it's just been a real pleasure to meet these women, and most of them I haven't even met in person. I say no. At this point, because of this year, I met 2 more in person. So now only one I haven't met in person.
Now, how do you put something together like this? 5 people from around the globe doing something together.
We meet monthly to just talk about what ideas we have. We record together, and then we share a Zoom account so we can see what everyone has scheduled.
And where did you find these other ladies, or where did they find you, or how did that happen?
These are people that I met as a result of knowing the And I Thought Lady.
That is amazing. Well, we got to say, and I thought success stories, right?
And they don't actually know the And I Thought Ladies, but I met them through people that I met because of the And I Thought Ladies.
Isn't that something?
That same course where I met Tony, I met Rhea, and Rhea introduced me to Jess. There is one I did not meet through the And I Thought Ladies, and that was from a Facebook group of writers. And we did the 52 Love podcast together. But other than that, it's all been people that I indirectly met through the And I Thought Ladies.
That's amazing. That really is. They're such wonderful ladies. I'm trying to remember how I met them. I think
they probably interviewed you. That's how I met them.
I actually think I interviewed them first.
Really? Yeah, because they have a history of being like one of the most interviewed authors, like groups of authors.
Yeah.
Historically.
And I can't remember who introduced me to them. Someone did. It might have been Amy Kardashian. Do you know Amy?
I don't.
She lives here in town. She wrote a book called Tears of Hope. And
yes, I do. She filled in for you when you couldn't make it to the retreat.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I might have met them through her.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Oh yeah, and she's her book has now become a movement. I mean, it's amazing, and she's recorded a song that goes with it.
Yes,
with a 70-piece orchestra.
Yes.
70-piece orchestra. It's amazing. Yeah, but let's talk about you, because that's why we're here.
That's okay. I know a lot of amazing people, and you know them too. And you know what? We are talking about me.
I know,
because these are the people who helped make me who I am.
And that's a pretty good thing.
I appreciate that.
Now, what kind of acting do you do?
I've done theater. I have not done theater since the pandemic because I was set to open as Cleopatra on March 15th of that year, and I have not been able to bring myself to audition for another play. But I also do commercials. I do movies. I do television. I don't limit myself, but I do know that I have this like hump I need to get over with regard to theater, because you put so much of yourself into a character, and to have it ripped away, it was traumatic. However, if I knew going into it that would happen, I would do it again. Because Cleopatra has become a part of me. Like, she is one of the reasons I can walk into a room and not be afraid of what people are going to think.
Good.
Think about what she had to go through in her time, in her day. Like, please, any minor challenges that I have are nothing compared to what she had to deal with. And she did so with grace. You know how they say that the history is written by the winners? Well, she didn't win, and yet we all still know about her.
Exactly.
That's how fantastic she was. So she's inside of me, and I have no regrets about accepting that role.
That's good. That's really good. So what role would you like to play?
If we're making wishes, I would be able to write my own role.
Oh.
I would write a screenplay where I got to play whatever character I decided to write, maybe one based on my book series that is on submission. It's not published yet, but you know, if we're dreaming big, why not?
Why not dream really big?
Right.
Yeah, why not? Now, when you say my book series that's not published yet, are you talking about the banned books, or are you talking about another series?
Fiction that I've written is on submission right now with my agent.
Ah.
So I have a book that it's a standalone book, but it could definitely be a series. And that is something that in the back of my mind, I would love to play that role. She's the reason I'm an actress. Is it a novel? It is a novel. And when I wrote that book, the lead character ended up leaving her day job and becoming an actress. And somehow that manifested into my life. And so that's the role I would want to play. Because I feel like she's responsible for the path that I took, whether it was intentional or not. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it funny how our writing sometimes puts us into different areas? Yeah. Like, you don't know what... I wouldn't have said that I had this goal of becoming an actress. But I wrote it into my story, and somehow my real life manifested into that. And I didn't even make the decision. My boss had to let me go because they said they just couldn't afford my position anymore. And he introduced me to an acting and modeling friend because he thought I would be good at it. Didn't know about my book because it's not even published yet. How would he know about it? Wow. That's just another thank you moment,
Yeah, but it was very good of him and very smart of him and astute of him, because you are tall and you are beautiful.
Oh,
And
thank
so you should be a model and an actress, So I can understand why he should do that. When you say you're a self-identified activist, what do you mean by that?
Well, usually when you hear the word activist, you think of somebody standing on the front lines and raising their fists in a protest. And I'm not saying that I'm opposed to that, but I have never done anything like that. I just have this goal to always be active in my activism. I want to make sure that I remember that helping people is the goal. So I can do the acting, I can do the writing, I can do all of these other things, but one of the reasons to do them is to help serve others and to be there for others and to help others. So I use activism as part of my moniker to make sure that I always remember why I'm doing this.
And help others in what way?
Wherever they need to be helped. I mean, some people, they just need encouragement. Some people need resources. Some people need to meet someone that you know. So you just have to listen and find out, how can I be there for this person? You also have to know when you can't, when you're not the right person for it, but at least make an attempt.
Do you ever find that there's somebody that needs your help, that you could help them, but there's something about them you just don't like or don't want to do
Definitely.
something for? Do you do it anyway?
I usually find a way to assist them, keeping within my boundaries. Like, I'm probably not going to give that person my phone number, but I can help them through email. I can help them find someone who is better equipped to handle whatever it is that I'm wary about. I wouldn't just abandon them unless they actively did something that's like, okay, I tried. Now you have put this barrier between us.
Yeah.
But not just on a feeling or an ick factor or something like that.
That was really an unfair question of me to ask you, but I thought of it and I wanted to ask you anyways, so I just did. It wasn't because I didn't like you. It was just because I like you a lot. I just thought of it and it just came out. And then after I said it, you were like on the spot. I was thinking, now why did you ask her that question?
Well, I thought maybe you had your own experience where you wanted to help someone, but there was something about them that made it challenging.
Oh, you're right. I do have those experiences often where I think this person could really use my help, but they are crazy.
And then you have to think about why. Why are they crazy? Are they really? Am I crazy? Like, probably, yeah. To some people.
And should I do it? Should I help them? It's always there.
I feel like I'm blessed with the ability to help people, and that is part of what I'm here to do. Like, yes, I love creating art, but that's a privilege.
Yes.
I am here to help others, and I have had so many people help me. They probably don't need my help. You need to pay it forward. You need to pay it to someone who's coming after you.
Yes, most definitely.
Look at everything at the end I thought ladies have done for me, directly and indirectly. There's nothing I can do to pay them back.
No, and they don't expect you to. They expect you to do for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. I have learned that about them over the years. We've been friends for a long time. It's interesting that I hadn't met you before, because normally I meet people pretty soon when there's somebody I like and they like me. We usually introduce each other to somebody, So, yeah, you're right about helping people. I think I've spent my whole life helping people, and now that I'm older, it's interesting. I have students that come to my classes now. I teach art at UNLV.
Okay.
And I have students that come to my classes now that were my students 52 years ago in something else. And they come to art class and I say, oh, why did you come to art class? Oh, I wanted to hang out with you. I'm like, no, why did you come to art class? Well, I don't really care about art. I'm just here because you're teaching it. And I'm like, really? And it makes you feel really good that somebody comes back after all those years, and there they are. And right now I've got about 7 of them that I had way back when that are in these classes already. It's really a good feeling. It really is. So what's next for you?
I'm getting ready to go to Meadowlark Comic-Con, which is in Medford, Oregon. It's next weekend, actually. Yeah.
It's about comics, right?
Right. It's another Comic-Con. I'll probably do a little bit of cosplay just because it's fun, but mostly I'm going to be hosting a booth where I will have comics lit. I will have 52 Love, but as we were saying, I didn't get where I am on my own. I also make room for other people at my table. So there are some local authors from Las Vegas who will have their stuff on the table. Reburn Comic, which belongs to one of my co-hosts on FemOn. We put their stuff on the table to make sure that the world knows about them.
So how did you get so involved in the comic book world?
I'm just a nerd, you know. I'm a huge fan of Catwoman and Batman. I like Loki. You know, I just like these worlds. I like Star Wars. I just happen to be a nerd, and now I have this outlet where I can write about what that means to me and how it just being a nerd in this area doesn't mean that you can't love classic literature and highbrow work. And hey, maybe comic books happen to be that highbrow work as well.
Yeah, it's interesting that when I was growing up, my mother she just did not want us to have comic books. She was like, put that stuff up and read something decent, you know.
Yes, but that's what people used to say about novels.
I know.
And now that's the work that we hold up on a pedestal, is these classic literature works. But at the time, everyone made fun of people who read them.
I know. It's interesting how the world changes, isn't
right.
it?
Someday they're going to say, read a comic book. Stop reading this garbage, whatever the new thing is, you know?
Yeah. I was trying to think. I saw a movie on Netflix the other night, and it was about these two kids that were designing comic books. It was really a good movie, and I haven't been able to think of it. But ever since I've been talking to you about comic books, I've been trying to think, what was the name of that?
Well, if you think of it, let me know.
I will. This has been fun. This has been fun. I've really enjoyed having you here. Is there anything I didn't ask you that we should be telling people about you?
To follow my newsletter.
Okay, good. See that camera right over there? Would you look in there and tell people how to get your newsletter, how to follow it, how to get in touch with you?
At my website, MsTonyaTodd.com, MsTonyatodd.com.
That's you.
Yes,
okay.
That's me.
And they can sign up for your newsletter there?
Yes, and find out all my social media, the podcast, all of the things that I'm involved in will be there.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here.
And thank you, And I Thought Ladies.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, And I Thought Ladies. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for being here with us. And come back again real soon. Bye.